Thank you.
Great job, Sharon. Next up, we'll have Miss Kalisa Jones.
Well, good afternoon, Union Grace. My name is Kalisa Jones, and I'm currently a senior at Grand Valley State University, where I am majoring in clinical exercise science, and on December 12, 2009, I will be graduating with my bachelor's degree. I plan to further my education fall 2010 at an accredited APTA university, where I can receive a doctorate of physical therapy degree. When I first started college, I was, as many of you probably can understand where I'm coming from, blissfully unaware of many of the challenges that face us in everyday life. And for example, first time I had to grocery shop on my own, I realized why my parents didn't buy my cereal that I wanted, because it cost $4. And I was like, oh, okay. That's why I have Rice Krispies instead of Captain Crunch. But chance to grow and mature, I've realized that many of these challenges are not hardships, but things that make us grow into people that we are supposed to be. And my parents always told me that I shouldn't be in such a rush to become an adult, because once you're an adult, you can't go back to being a child. And that's the best time of life, if you ask me, because no responsibilities, no worries, no reason to be afraid of the future, just happy and willing to receive the next things that come in life. And along with becoming aware of the challenges of life, I've also become aware of a lot of deficiencies and voids that are present in our community today. And when I say voids, I'm talking about bad attitudes, disrespectful natures, selfishness, corruption, crime and unemployment rates. And I believe that a lot of this stems from the era that we are living in now, which a lot of people like to term the microwave era, meaning people don't want to put in the time and effort, meaning needed to acquire the things that are worthwhile. And because of our modern mentality and lifestyle, I feel that there has been a deterioration of some sort of the values and morals that were once deemed necessary to lead a mentally, physically, and spiritually balanced life, which all need to be in accordance in order to move on and be the Christians that God intended us to be. So because of these many deficiencies and voids that exist, there are many reasons why they are here, but there's so many that you can't really pinpoint one to be the specific reason as to the cause of the voids that I mentioned. And when posed the question, if given infinite resources, how would I use them to better the community? I immediately thought education. And when I say education, I mean it as a general umbrella term for subjects that aren't taught to you in liberal education, subjects that don't include math, reading, and writing. I'm talking about things like health education, financial management, and the importance of being a humanitarian. And I feel that these are pertinent topics that need to be stressed to people period, so that we can further our community and move ourselves out of this dismal situation that we are in now. And it goes without saying that each of the broad topics that I just mentioned have many subsidiary topics underlying within them, but to keep getting hung up on details, I'm going to explain to you why I feel that those topics are important to be stressed. First, I would invest my resources in developing an education program that would teach the importance of health. And health can be broken down into many smaller topics such as diet, exercise, prevention, and rehab, and many other topics. But it's important to tell people or to teach people the risk factors that lead to living an unhealthy lifestyle and how they can avoid it and what they can do to prevent it. Because, as many of you heard, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So in cases where many people or people have unavoidable health issues, like they're congenital, meaning that they're born with it, how to manage it so that they can attain the highest level of quality of life that is attainable for them. For example, everyone knows that diabetes is an epidemic in our community, especially with African Americans, and it's increasingly becoming more prevalent the further we continue. And there's two different types. One type is juvenile onset and another is adult onset. The first one is characterized by the pancreas's inability to produce insulin. The second one is because your body becomes resistant to the insulin that your pancreas is producing. The second one is dangerous, more so than the first one, because the first one is unavoidable. It's only curable, it's not even curable, it's only managed by having insulin into your body, or taking insulin into your body. Whereas the second one is more dangerous than the first, because basically if you have that you've done to cause yourself to have it. And a lot of people don't understand that their lifestyles that are led can lead to diabetes, which is a gateway morbidity that leads to other more devastating diseases such as coronary artery disease and heart disease. For this reason, I feel that if you teach the risk factors, then we can avoid having to deal with many physical and metabolic issues that arise in our community. Another essential topic that I feel that would be covered in my general education program would be financial awareness. All right, Braylon. But I feel that financial awareness is definitely something that many of us need to be taught before we get of age of having being able to open up credit cards. Just because many not taught financial principles in school, and we don't have the best examples to pattern ourselves after. And another thing that I was shocked into being aware of was this fact, because money does not grow on trees, and once you are grown, your parents tend to not give you that money that you need because it doesn't grow on trees and they have their own things that they're doing. And our society is accustomed to living beyond its means, which causes a stressed and maxed out attitude. And because of this stressed and maxed out attitude, it leads to more health problems. It leads to mental anxiety and things of that nature. And I feel that if concepts such as budgeting, saving, good credit, and investing were stressed earlier in life, then we would be able to hand the tools and have the knowledge necessary to make good or better decisions with our money. Lastly, I would spend most of my time in investments and resources on stressing the importance of being a humanitarian, of being a good steward, because I feel that this is truly what will change our economy and bring us out of this dismal state that we are in. If people accepted and embraced the idea of loving each other or treating people the way that you would like to be treated,